Hello everyone, how's it going? Happy Wednesday to you. Happy Wednesday. Good to be here. It's hot as shit outside. Dear God. I missed you all Sunday. We had a few people over and dinner ran a touch long, so I just hung out with my friends. Imagine that. I actually have friends. Can you believe that shit? I can't. Hello, I'm anger. why are you angry and enraged? Why are you bringing that energy, man? Why are you bringing the energy to the stream? Oh god, it's good to be back. Good to be back. Oh man, my hair is nuts, huh? Shit. Well, that's what you get when take care of a couple kids today. Take care of a couple kids. It's like a friggin' 100 degrees outside. I don't even know what the hell's going on. Babies. Babies are frying my brain. It's brutal. Yeah, so Diablo. I need to start that up because I want to play it. Doing research on the ET3 program. I have no idea what that is. Clinical decision making. CMS announced that they're into ET3 early. Nice. Perfect. What is ET3? I actually don't even know what that is. I pay very little attention to CMS, honestly. Unless they, like, say they're, you know, gonna cornhole us. Does Diablo run good on a 3070? Well, it runs pretty well on a 2070, which is what I'm running it on. I've had zero performance issues, actually. Like, I feel like there's sort of a lot of community caution about, you know, Diablo 4's performance, and like some people have had some real issues. I've had none. I've had no issues whatsoever. I had to update. Oh, well, as I say that, I rubber band. That's awesome. Come on, game. I'm trying to throw you a bone here. Yeah, I really have not had any problems. I haven't had any, like, drops or, you know, that I guess I have rubber banded a little bit during, like, server issues, but that's not me. That's not, like, client side, you know? Alternate destination program for EMS. Oh, okay. Gotcha, since not everybody needs to go to the ED. Yeah, well, fair enough. Including most of the people in the ED. As it turns out. But yeah, my performance has been great on Diablo 4. I have zero problems. But man, it's really doing its best to disprove that right now. Every time I say something, it's like fucking up. That's hilarious. I promise I have had zero problems with it. I'd be the first one to tell you, because that shit drives me nuts. Like, I don't have a whole lot of free time these days, so if my, you know, game's not working right, I am pretty quick to punt and not do it.
Not while I'm in town.
So yeah, I've really enjoyed Diablo 4 so far. The campaign is awesome. I am very skeptical about the end game holding my attention, because I kind of feel like I'm sort of done gathering gear already. So I'm gonna go through this and, like, whoops, take care of all the side quests and stuff, and then, you know, sort of see how I feel about that. Because that's sort of a you know, definite kind of preordained thing that I can do, and it's not just like running around grinding quests, which I sort of object to. I'm not a huge fan of that. Let's see, I guess I'm going here to do whatever that is. Let's go. Ambulances are a transportation service, so CMS won't reimburse unless you transport, even if you provide care on scene without transporting. Interesting. That is very weird. Huh. Well, that does need some addressing, doesn't it? Definitely needs some addressing. I mean, that's expensive, dude. Like, send people out, you know, to take all these calls and stuff. Like, that's a big deal. not sure why. I mean, I am sure why. It's money, right? the answer to everything is money. That's why they don't do it. Like, so CMS is the Center for Medicaid and Medicare Services. I believe that's what it's called. That's the expanded name. And basically they just seek every opportunity to screw over healthcare institutions and providers. That's my impression of them. And they also have, like, very arbitrary rules. It gets weirder when you think about cardiac arrest patients are most likely to have Medicare. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, those are, yeah, like you say, those are the ones who need, like, the most immediate and, like, intensive care on site. But yeah, we've talked a fair bit about, like, the finance of medicine on the channel, and, like, as a refresher, Medicare and Medicaid pay, like, a third of what private insurances do. It's insane. Give me that gut weed. Oh, what is this? Big ass statue just kind of popping up out of the beach? The fuck? Alright. Well, whatever works, I'll take your gut weed. So yeah, in case it wasn't obvious from this over here, I'm playing in Nightmare right at the moment. And I was lucky enough to pick up a weapon that's, like, pretty well rolled and good for my build, so I've been rolling with that. My DPS feels pretty good. So I'm fairly comfortable where I am, but I feel like since I've got all the aspects that I need already, I'm kind of like, you know, stuck. Like, I feel like my gearing is pretty much done already. Ortho spine, stay the same. Yeah, ortho spine and neurosurgery. I don't know the answer to that. If I had to guess, I would say neurosurgery probably pays more for, like, salaried people, or people who are, like, you know, hospital-based or, like, group-based or something. But I would imagine they reimburse the same for other stuff. Because generally how that works is, like, you have a surgery, and there's, like, a set reimbursement for that surgery. So if you're, like, eat what you kill kind of guy, then it's probably the same either way. But I do not know the answer to that definitively. That's speculation based on what little I know about insurance billing. Which is surprisingly little, to be honest. Ooh, who's this? Oh, there's Dawood. Hey, Cockroach Princess, what's up, man?
I cannot carry more.
PC's backup HDD crapped itself? Oh no! So I tried to set up, like, my kid is super into the Mario movie right now, and I tried to set up my old PC, which is like 12 years old to be fair, but I tried to set it up so he could play, like, emulated Super Nintendo games, and it worked fine, but then, like, there's some sort of hard drive error, I think, on it, and I can't decide whether I want to troubleshoot it or just, like, buy him a Switch, because I kind of want to switch myself.
But
so.
I won't just stand at my post waiting for the next ambush to kill my friends. I've tracked the killers to the beach. Since you're
Trying to
here,
recover 5
you can help
terabytes.
me teach
Fuck. That doesn't sound fun. Do not envy you that, sir. How do I do that without getting caught pirating? Oh, it's easy. You just download all the viruses that they send with it. And nobody says a word. Wait a second. Do I want to tank all this stuff? Probably. But yeah, there's lots of places you can get those ROMs without much of a problem. And yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like a 11-year-old computer. I don't really give a shit if it gets eaten from the inside out.
You can take what's left.
I mean, hopefully I'll get some more playtime out of it, but we'll see. I'll have to sit down and troubleshoot it, but it's just like, it's so difficult for me to find. Like, this is the only free time I've had all day right now, this stream, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. Other than that, it's basically kid caretaking. When am I gonna upgrade my PC? Probably not for a while, man. Like, I don't play a lot of top flight games, and as long as this is working fine, I have no reason to do that. I think this one's 3-ish years old. Why do we need sleep? That's an awesome question. I should do a stream on sleep. From what I understand, it's basically to stop, like, neuronal burnout in your brain. But I don't... Like, that's the short version. But I don't have a better answer than that. And that's not a very good answer, so... But yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna upgrade this PC. Probably when it just, like... I can't play Path of Exile anymore, honestly, is probably the real answer. Because I play... This is the first, like, AAA title I've played in... like, since Diablo 3, basically. And it runs just fine. And I'm sure will continue to run just fine. So yeah, unless I have, like, a catastrophic failure or something like that, I'm sticking with this. However, I may need to build a new PC to stream board games. How many hours of sleep do I get? As many as I possibly can. I am a sleep fanatic. I generally try to get at least, like, 7. But preferably, like, 9. Oh, that's a big motherfucker. Holy shit. The brood mother. Dear God, what is going on here? She's got a bunch of babies riding on her. Don't you poison me, bitch. But yeah, I think I might need a streaming PC to, like, when I get this gaming table. I don't know if you guys have been up on that, but, like, I'm getting a custom gaming table made because I can. And, I want to stream, like, tabletop games from it. But porting my PC up and down stairs just sounds fucking terrible, so I will probably build a PC to specifically stream from that, which will ironically probably be just as nice or nicer than this PC. Scorpion babies ride on their mums in real life, for real? I did not know this. But yeah, I'm a real asshole if I don't get enough sleep. So, I try to, defeat Malik and his gang. Cool. I will do that. Let's go, Malik. Bring it on, bitch. Can I get a Mac? Hell no. No way. How much does a gaming table cost? A lot. It was, I think it was $8,000. But it's gonna be nuts. It's like fully custom. It's like a weird size. So the reason there are actually like lots of companies that do this, and the reason that I was even turned on to this table in the first place is I got a targeted ad on Facebook for like gaming table companies. But they don't make custom sizes, and like standard sizes are not wide enough to play Warhammer on. So Warhammer 40,000 takes a 44-inch by 60-inch table. A Mac, I think a Mac should run this game. I don't know. I don't know about compatibility because I paid zero attention to Macs for, you know, over 10 years. Like Mac, actual like desktops. But yeah, so I got a targeted ad and I was like, holy shit, that's a thing. And there's the guy that made like all the furniture you see behind me, like my desk and stuff. I contacted him. He's a custom furniture maker in like just outside of Green Bay, Wisconsin. And so I was like, hey, Cody, like, is this something you could do? He's like, yeah, yeah. And so he's doing it. But basically it's gonna have like edge lighting, a vaulted surface, so it's like recessed in, you know, so like models don't fall out and stuff. Plus you can leave a game up and it'll have like a table topper, so it'll, you know, look like a normal table.
You lack the required essence.
And it's gonna have like Yeah, edge lighting. It's all wired. You know, have outlets, USB ports. It has wireless charging centers on it. It's kind of freaking ridiculous, and it's modular too, so we can like actually carry it up my stairs. Because it's gonna be super heavy, and I feel so bad for the college kids that are gonna, you know, be working with the moving company and have to move that shit up 4 floors. Which company am I buying it? Buying it for? I mean, buying it from? I'll show you. It's called Gerard Fabrication. Could he make a tortoise enclosure? I'm sure he could. I mean, if he can make, like, all the ridiculous nonsense that I've asked him to do, he can definitely make a tortoise enclosure. Malik, what the shit, man? You need to die. Go away. Yeah, piss off.
Let's hope their friends find them rotting in the sun.
Alright, here, I'll show you. I'll show you who I'm buying it from. Alt-tabbing does not make the game happy, in case you didn't figure that out. Where am I going? Here we go. It is called Gerardin Fabrication and Design. As you can see, I have been to this site before. I'll raise this. Increase the size. Enhance. Enhance. There we go. Let's see what's in their gallery. So this is the kind of furniture you make. So what the fuck? There we go. So it's very, like, industrial. Kind of like hard lines. Modern sort of look. This is like premium stuff, though. Like, that's just a solid slab of wood. This is steel. It is insanely heavy. Office. That's me. Those are mine. That's my display case. Those are my shelves that you're looking at behind me. And then he made my desk too, which I wonder if he has a picture of that. Conference tables. Nope. Okay. Wine and liquor bars. This is cool. I think this is really neat. These like little hutch things. Does he ship? Yeah, absolutely. He ships freight. Shit, if he didn't ship, I'm not going to Wisconsin to get a freaking piece of furniture, man. Are you kidding me? No way. No way. I don't have time for that crap. Yeah, and he's manufactured all his own. That's his shop. He's manufactured all his own welding tables and stuff. Latest projects. And I actually came across him on Etsy. There he is. This is my table that he's machining. He made this spiral staircase here. Yeah, there it is. It's crazy. They do some pretty intense stuff. And like, honestly, I'd say the prices are pretty reasonable. I mean, it's high-end furniture, so it's expensive, but like if you compare it to anywhere else, like it's cheaper than Restoration Hardware, for instance, for something comparable. Which is why I used him. Who be bothering me? Keep him in mind for your tortoise enclosure needs. Oh, I died. What a bitch. What a bitch. Those fucking bugs got me, man. Fucking bugs. Oh, Malik is back. Now I'm gonna run away. Fuck you, Malik. I'm running! Oh my god! Run away! How much am I spending on the streaming PC? As little as possible to get the performance that I want. Realistically, it'll probably be like 1,500 bucks, including the monitor and operating system and stuff. I don't want it to be that much, but if I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna buy some quality products. Oh no! Slain villager. Alright. What happened here?
There is a bad slope in this road.
Yes, I see
Our
that.
wagons slid over the side, along with all our supplies.
Bummer, dude.
We'll never reach Dalgor without them. We were about to climb down, but we heard something moving below. Could you lend us a hand?
It may have to wait. That streaming PC may have to wait. I'm gonna have an expensive July.
Do be careful.
Do be careful. Lost supplies. Well, what the balls? How do I get down there? Oh, it's up there. Yeah, I'm a huge fiend for 4th of July. Oh, there's this Altered Lilith. Yes. So I'm a huge pyro, so I'll spend a lot of money doing that. I always have a big party over here. And then I'm going to Comic-Con in San Diego. Most of that money's already been spent, honestly. Like, I already paid for lodging and, like, airfare and stuff, but... oh yeah, I already got that. That really was not that hard, guys. You couldn't just, like, climb down the wall and go get that shit. Here are your supplies.
Akarat, you came along.
You're a different color.
I hate to ask more of you, but could you take a message ahead of us? Tell Haddad we'll be late, but we are coming.
Is there a Comic-Con
I'll
meetup?
get us there safe.
Between me and my friends, there is. If anybody's in the San Diego area, let me know. Speak with Haddad. Where's Haddad? Is he there? Cool. What's here? Corpse tendrils. That's pretty good. Sort of makes me want to get corpse tendrils. Instead of decrepify. Oh well. We'll see. Yeah, I think actually, like, maybe as many as, like, 4 of my friends are gonna meet there. Because I know a guy who has... So he works in Palm Desert. Currently. That's changing. But, there's another guy, another of my friends has a house in San Diego where it's like a vacation home that he rents out. I know a guy in Oakland who I think is going to make the trip down, and then another guy who lives in the San Diego area that my friend I'm going with knows. So, there's a bunch of people.
He did. And he'll be on double shifts until his excuse for a beard turns grey.
It's going to be
Damn,
crazy.
It smiled when I gave the order. Said his post should be much quieter now, after your victory over the bandits. It will be the opposite, I assure you.
Uh-oh, Haddad's tearing some ass, man.
At bloody last, a bit of
How has my
good
Pride
news.
Month been? Very proud.
Tamiar is a dear friend. And a hell of a cook. They shouldn't have needed your help. Should have had
That's been a pretty good month. Can't complain.
roads, keeping them safe.
My kid finally decided to sleep, so that's a big deal. This is the first full month of baby sleep, like reasonably good baby sleep that I've had yet. So I guess I'll amend that to quite solid, quite an improvement. Just tab to claim. I will. +1 potion capacity. All right. Alright, let's get over there. Hey, stop that. Come here, Phantom Horse. We're gonna run across this town. How's your Pride Month been? Hopefully loud and proud. Alright. Asifa. I have your gut weed. What? I have your gut weed. There you go.
Thank you. It may not look like much now, but this will help save someone's limb. As for the smell,
Spin it locked in your room
Go to the
studying?
carpets.
Boo.
it won't save your clothes,
Boo.
but maybe the odors will cancel each other out.
Studying is no bueno. I'm really glad I don't have to do that anymore. Give us stuff. Let's see. Rare dagger, not anywhere near as good as what I have. Great. Okay. What to do now? This quest is bugged. That sucks. Payment past due. Where's that? Is that here? Alright. Let's go there. Thought you never stop learning? Oh, I'm always learning, but that doesn't mean that I have to sit down and study. I learn shit all the time. Like the things that we're gonna talk about tonight. Oh my god. Because there's always new things happening in medicine, right? Always people figuring out new ways to make my life difficult. So perhaps... Hey, segue, there we go. That's presenting for you right there.
Hi.
Skilled
Those
dialectic.
Not 2 weeks ago.
Getting on
I broke
Ozempic?
bread with them.
I don't know if you can do that if you've had bariatric
Now
surgery.
they
I guess you can.
are less
Um,
than animals.
But yeah, so
They rounded
let's start
up
talking about it.
foreigners
So yeah,
and
Ozempic
used us
and
a demon.
Manjaro and
My
what's
boy
another one? Wegovy.
Threw a rock at one.
Those are all kind of like very similar
Chaos
drugs, right?
erupted.
They are
I couldn't tell you what happened
GLP-1
after that.
receptor agonists. What that means
The dust
is
settled, my boy's
basically
friend.
they make your pancreas secrete more insulin, and they also delay gastric emptying, which is kind of
bloody
where
pub.
their weight loss
There are a few nights lingering outside
effect comes in.
Make
So basically,
them
you
pay
feel
for
full
this.
because your stomach, like your GI tract, slows down basically, so it doesn't move stuff through you as fast. So you feel full and you eat less. So it kind of helps you like not overeat and count calories and all that sort of stuff. That's great. It's great for most people. Unfortunately, we're sort of figuring out that, of course, this has some slightly unintended consequences. Like a friend of mine, actually, she got on one of those meds. I think it was Wegovy. Can't remember. But she got salmonella. And while that's usually not a huge problem for healthy people with their spleens, she was on that, and the bacteria just like continued to reproduce in her gut, and she couldn't clear it. Like she couldn't poop it all out. So she got like a huge infection. Was really sick, like super sick. Hospitalized for like 2 weeks, I think. And that's happening more and more. So, I mean, I think it's still pretty rare, but it's kind of coming to the forefront that these things aren't just like totally benign. Imagine that, right? Imagine that some new designer drug isn't completely safe. So weird. Yeah, super rough, right? That sucks. You're just like taking an injection. And so the thing that really sucks about it is if you have a problem with it, it's in your system for like a month. Those drugs are very long lasting. So that was her issue. So she goes to the hospital with like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, like massive dehydration, and essentially like an inability to eat because her GI tract's not moving. And they're like, yeah, well, we pretty much just have to kind of take care of you until this goes away. So I think that was like, I don't know the gory details, but I speculate that that's most of what caused her such a long admission. Is that they just had to, like, they couldn't fix anything until the medicine like mostly wore off. Nagid's letter. Oh god.
I'm low on essence.
Would I not recommend them? No, I would still recommend it. But I mean, I think it's not something to just like do willy-nilly. Most people that I know have just been like, oh yeah, it helps you with weight loss, let's do it. And like not questioned it. But it has, like everything else, it has risks. And I just kind of be careful, like, cook your meat well, maybe don't eat like raw eggs and stuff like that. I wonder if you need to like avoid honey or something though. It's kind of an interesting thought. Wait, what am I doing? Return to Nagid. So that heard avoid honey. So long story short is one of my friends took I think Wegovy. I can't remember for sure which drug it was. But like got a salmonella infection because she couldn't clear it from her gut. Because like how those drugs work basically for the weight loss is they delay your gastric emptying and your GI motility. So like basically the infection just like festered in her gut because she wouldn't poop it out. So even though she's healthy and she could like normally clear all of that, salmonella like toxin and stuff, it just like grew, the bacteria grew and just like overwhelmed her system,
greedy sand snakes
basically.
got me out.
Would laxative help?
So
I don't
got
know.
you in.
I don't know the
Had
answer to
a
that.
feeling you'd
Probably.
come out on top.
Honestly, probably would have if they
Come
had
on,
known that's what
don't
it
be
was.
sour. You made good blood money today. Not your first time now, is it?
Honey works well for button battery ingestion? Really? That's interesting. But yeah, I was saying that because honey has salmonella spores in it, which you, that's like the reason that you can't feed it to babies. Is because they can't deal with that appropriately with those spores, and they get salmonella. Just check the drug she was on. You know, I don't know, actually. I don't know how they figured it out. I think they probably did like a fecal sample study or something. But I did not ask her that, and she did not offer it on social media, so I just kind of left it alone. Where is that? There. That's way out in the middle of nowhere. Salmonella. No, I don't think you can aerosolize salmonella. There's just spores in the honey. Not spores like floating through the air as spores. But yeah, so that's something to consider, especially if you've like had a splenectomy, you know, and you can't deal with encapsulated organisms anymore, or as effectively at least. Like that's something that we as doctors are gonna have to. What? Oh hell yeah! What the fuck is this? Giant ass sandworm in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I want to go in there, kill it. But yeah, we're gonna have to watch out for that. Where this concerns me is this is like the whole gastric emptying thing. The gastric emptying thing is very important for anesthesia because, like, we're kind of sticklers about NPO guidelines, which, for those of you who don't know, is nil per os, which basically means the time that you know, between when you eat something and whatever procedure you're supposed to have. So there's like very strict guidelines on these things. So they are as follows. So to decrease your aspiration risk, you should wait at least 8 hours after having a full meal, which generally means like either a lot of food or, you know, something that is high in fat or protein. 6 hours after a light meal, again, is subjective. I believe it is 4 hours or 6 hours after formula too, if you're a baby. 4 hours after breast milk, and 2 hours after clear liquid. Like any liquid that's clear, like broth. Well, broth doesn't count because it's got like fat, protein in it. So like Gatorade, water, black coffee, that sort of thing. Good gosh darn, what's up, man? How are you? Can I briefly talk about why there is nil per os before procedure? Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. So yeah, those are the NPO guidelines according to the American Society of Anesthesiology. So 2 hours clear liquids, 4 hours breast milk, 6 hours light meal or formula, and 8 hours full meal is short version.
I thought this.
So the reason we do that is that decreases your risk for aspiration. Now, in the thought is basically whatever you have eaten is safely through your stomach. So unfortunately, those studies and those guidelines are based on healthy people, like basically healthy young people. So they don't have some sort of pathology that would delay their gastric emptying, like diabetes or like, you know, some sort of gastric surgery or whatever. Or just like general unhealth. You know, like if you're just generally an unhealthy person, your gastric emptying is slower. Trauma, same thing. But those guidelines don't account for that, so basically it's longer. You know, we get by okay, and if, you know, you're ever unsure of whether or not your patient has, you know, appropriate NPO status, you just do what we call a rapid sequence intubation and put a breathing tube in them, and it's fine. And a rapid sequence intubation basically involves you like putting pressure on somebody's cricoid cartilage and to kind of like pinch close their esophagus. Whether or not that actually does anything is sort of up for debate, but that's standard of care, so we do it. But anyway, yeah, like, you basically just prevent them from aspirating however you can, because the risk of like, if you aspirate, your consequences are grave. So if you had particulate aspiration, so if you get like food chunks in your lungs, you have a 50% mortality. So half of people who have food in their lungs die. And that's real bad. So yeah, don't aspirate. It's a big deal. So Ozempic and the like will complicate gas docs? Yeah. Yes, it will. Because as far as I'm aware, there are no like recommendations for that so far, but they've like kind of been doing some prelim studies on it. And people, you know, like we've already sort of established that, you know, these drugs last a long ass time. And wow, these guys are tough. And they've like seen evidence that people have food in their stomachs after a meal for like 3 days. So I don't really know what to do about that. That's, you know, that's going to be a big problem, like starting immediately, basically. Like, we really have to figure that out. And so that's in the works. And like I said, as far as I know, the ASA hasn't taken a position on this. But it's gonna happen real soon. It has to. Like, it's especially in, you know, like more affluent areas where more people are on Ozempic and the like electively. It's gonna be a much bigger deal. So yeah, I mean, I would anticipate in the meantime, there's gonna, like, until this is sort of, you know, kind of a commonly understood problem, we're gonna have a lot more aspirations because of these drugs. Which is kind of scary, really. And, you know, it's... There'll probably also be a lot more, like, day of surgery cancellations, which, you know, is terrible for throughput. It pisses off patients, pisses off surgeons. Just sort of a shitty thing to do altogether. But yeah, and primary care doctors need to know about this too, like the correlation with, you know, aspiration risk and surgery. So they can tell their patients, like, hey, you know, maybe have like super light meals for 2-3 days before your surgery. Like, eat as little as you possibly can and don't eat like high fat, high protein things, just to be safe, you know, until we have some sort of like literature that you can hand patients in their surgery clinic where they're like, hey, if you're on these meds, you know, here's drink, you know, have like a clear liquid diet for 2 days or whatever.
Hell take them back.
So it's going to be interesting.
In better times, I would
So if you had an
invite to
emergency and the
my
patient said they were on Ozempic and had a
These are
meal,
dark days.
they need to put it under. Do you put them under? Yeah. So if it's an
These
so
goings are all
that's a good question. Good question. So, the nature of the surgery is. I'm trying to think of an exception before I say this. The urgency of the surgery is generally the most important thing that determines whether or not we will do the surgery. So if it's like an emergency and somebody's dying, doesn't matter what the fuck's going on. They're going to the OR, right? Like, if they need surgery to save their life, they could be on, you know, they could be high, you know, have taken 3 pounds of Ozempic straight in their face within the last 30 minutes and, you know, like actively eating a cheeseburger when they come into the ER. But if they're going to die without surgery, we're taking them. You know, we're going to do it. But if somebody's like, you know, like, man, you know, my finger sort of hurts. Could you, like, work on this? Do we be like, no. Like, let's get you optimized a little bit better. So yeah, like, if it's an emergency, then you go to surgery. You know, you gotta have it. And then kind of a more sort of realistic scenario is like if you have what we call an urgent surgery. So there's actually like definitions to these terms. Like, emergency is and they vary, but emergency is like this needs to go within what is the definition of emergent? I think it's 30 minutes is the standard generally. Like, if somebody calls a surgery an emergency, it needs to be in the OR in 30 minutes. Urgent is 6 hours. Non-urgent is 24 hours or maybe 48. I can't remember. And then elective is just like, you know, whatever, whenever it can. So there are surgeries like, say somebody breaks their hip. Like, the standard of care is to fix that within 24 hours. So you've got a little bit of time to, like, tune somebody up, but that still needs, you know, to go back to the operating room pretty urgently. So even if somebody's, like, not tuned up, they've taken their, you know, GLP-1 agonists, and they're just kind of, you know, generally not in great health, but they still have a busted hip. Like, that's not going to change. And once you wait long enough, like, you start exposing them to greater and greater risk as a result of their, you know, pathology, their injury. Yeah, that's a really good question. So yeah, those drugs, that said, like, you know, there are risks, but there's also, like, huge benefits. They're very effective, and they're easy to use. I think there are every 2 weeks you take it. I'm not certain about that, and I don't know that they're all the same, but in any event, it's one injection every week or two, or maybe every month. I don't know. But it's easy. Like, you don't have to remember a pill multiple times a day. You don't have to give yourself a shot multiple times a day like you do with insulin. Like, I mean, they're great drugs. Oh, yeah. Eat a dick, pestle host. Where can people watch surgeries for free? That I don't know. I historically have watched them on YouTube. I imagine there's some resources available, like, through school and stuff. I know, like, University of Michigan has a lot of, like, medical procedures available. If you Google that. I seem to remember there being some, like a fair few, university-related channels that broadcasted surgeries. That exists. Pretty certain that exists. And I mean, it might not be, like, a live surgery, but it'd be, like, a recording of a surgery where they're kind of, like, talking you through it. You know, so there might be some, like, editing done and stuff, but it's still, like, an actual surgery. The demons are no more.
Akarat sent you to us. Oh, I wish I had more to give. Thank you.
Thank you. What'd you give me? Just some rep and 2,000 gold? Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. Give me things! Give me all of the things! Sweet. Okay, so that's one class. So, Aaron mentioned Adderall. People actually use Adderall to lose weight pretty commonly, and it's that's a bad idea. But it happens all the time. Adderall is one of my least favorite drugs. I will say, like, as a doctor, I just really can't see a reason why people need to be on Adderall most of the time. Like, it's very addictive. It's very habit forming. Generally, the condition it's prescribed for, it's not, like, the patient doesn't have it. So, like, that is to say that ADHD is, like, very, very overdiagnosed. Kind of at the behest of patients, unfortunately, because they just sort of, like, pressure doctors, especially in kids, especially in little kids. But yeah, Adderall is not good for you. Has lots and lots of, like, ancillary effects that you don't want. Particularly, like, cardiac effects. The hell, Father? What's up, dude? How are you? Long time indeed, man. I think I've had a kid since the last time I saw you around. All they want to do is watch TikTok in class. I know, right? Dude, you'd be astonished how early kids start on Adderall. It's nuts. It is very disturbing. Corpse. Search that corpse. But yeah, they start them super early. Even though, you know, hopefully it's kind of obvious that at that age, that's kind of normal behavior. / a parenting problem. But I digress. Diablo keeps me. Add me for Diablo? Yeah, absolutely, man. Gotta start him at age 6. Dude, there's like 3 and 4-year-olds on it. It's freaking insane. Yeah, I don't want to comment too much on that, because I know there may be some people watching who are offended by that. But, you know, I don't really agree with that decision. And I think you would be hard-pressed to find, like, a psychologist who did, quite frankly.
May these fires claim
Big
that
pharma.
which could not be
Yeah, well,
healed,
and that and parents taking the easy way out. You know, it's easy to just, like, frickin' wire your kid so they, you know, like, tune in hardcore and focus. But it's not so easy to teach them good habits and, you know, discipline and stuff. So, what's my info? Oh, I am, I think I'm just, that's my character name. I'm not good at this. I've only partied like a couple times. Milkman Al's my account. So I guess I am at Milkman Al. And I don't know my numbers. Let's find out. I am 1572. There you go. I did it. I'll type that in. What did I just say? 1572? 1572. Boop. Oh my god. Hellfather wants to be friends. How could I not? How could I say no to that? Holy shit. Alright. Let's do it, man. I have no idea what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Adderall for weight loss. Yeah, it works, but when you stop taking it, it stops working. And you go right back to where you were before. Because like most of these things, nothing changes if you don't, like, also affect a lifestyle change while you're taking the drug. So like, you're just gonna go, you're gonna regain all the weight that you lost.
Anymore. She used the amulet on me.
Uh-oh.
Her own brother. She's killed me.
Aldara. That's dark shit, man. I found Brick's body. Here's his journal.
He's the brother of our local miracle worker, Aldara. This amulet... This could be the cause of the sickness. It would explain why we've been powerless to fight it. If you can get hold of Aldara's amulet, I can break the power and cleanse the curse from it. The
Cool, let's do that.
Also says something about Aldara's plans to hide amongst the heretics in Light's Refuge.
Light's
Things
Refuge.
went badly here. Perhaps you should look for her there.
So how's D4 going for you, Hellfather?
I'll look into it.
What do you think? What are your impressions? I'm very interested in like what people think about the game. Because I spent an absolutely unbelievable amount of time playing Diablo 2. So this is like part of my soul at this point. Ooh, there's a waypoint there. That's odd. Okay. But yeah, so Adderall, not great. Lots of side effects. Habit forming. Doesn't really... It basically just is a huge appetite suppressant and ramps up your metabolism a ton. So that's how it makes you lose weight. Neither of those things are really what you're after. Honestly. So yeah, there are other things that you can use. There was... I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Fen-Phen, which was like phentermine and... which is still on the market and used for weight loss. And then... what was Fen-Phen? What was the other part? Let's see. Fen-Phen. think it was Finn. Other way around. Is Finn better than Adderall? God, what the fuck? Fenfluramine, that's what it was. So they had, it's basically just like two stimulants that they put together, and people were like having heart problems from it. Surprise. Like, you raise your blood pressure and increase your heart rate, and you know, people who have any sort of risk factors whatsoever for cardiac disease, their heart was just like, oh, this sucks. Harbor drug to 50 plus, working on a druid. Okay, cool. The rogue looks pretty cool. When I see people like run by, it's like they're just like tearing shit up. But I've been really happy with that rogue. But yeah, Finn was super bad for people, and you know, they got the living shit suit out of them, the manufacturers. So, yeah, it's no longer on the market because it's a bad drug. But Phentermine is not really much better by itself. It's just like less likely to destroy your heart. So I mean, it's kind of suffers from the same problems as Adderall. It's just like a little less habit forming. It's just a stimulant that, you know, increases your metabolism, and as soon as you stop taking it, if you don't like change anything about your life, you're just gonna gain weight back, and it might be worse. I think that Biden's health or age should disqualify him for office. Not so. I don't know anything about his health, quite frankly. Like it seems as though he's, you know, like passed all of his like screenings and physicals and stuff, so he is like technically competent to hold office. But as you age, you just naturally have cognitive slowing, so you don't process information as well or as fast. You know, and your body is like literally shutting down. Like, you're starting to have kidney failure, your heart, you know, you get kind of develop arrhythmias, and this is just sort of like a natural consequence of aging. So, like, I just personally, maybe it's ageist, I personally would prefer somebody younger, just for those reasons. I mean, they're just more physically and mentally fit, just kind of because. But, you know, not all 80-year-olds are created equal. Some are sharp as a tack, some are, you know, demented and on their deathbed, or, you know, don't even make it that long. It's a long way of saying yes. It is a long way of saying yes, yeah. Pretty much. You know, I mean, he's already there, so there's not really a whole lot that we can do about it. But, I mean, let's be real, like, the president's not really doing a whole lot of heavy lifting on his own. He's just kind of a figurehead these days. You know, he can, like, push through some vetoes or whatever, but there's, like, you know, a whole team of people behind him, like, figuring that shit out, so. Having to do with the average age of the populace should matter every decade or so, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say that just someone's age should disqualify them, but you are much more likely to be unfit for the job at age 80 than, say, a 50-year-old would be. Yeah, exactly. If you're capable and can do the job, I don't care how old you are. Yeah, I agree. But I think the perhaps the examination of said fitness should be a little bit more rigorous. Because it sure doesn't seem, I mean, I don't really know what sort of, like, medical, you know, screenings and testing they do for people who want to be president, but I can't imagine it's very, very in-depth. Considering, like, Dick Cheney had a frickin' LVAD, right? He had an LVAD while he was in office. Like, it doesn't really get any sicker than that. Wait, am I supposed to... Yeah, okay, yeah. I love that ability. Just, like, randomly become immune for 5 seconds. Sometimes it's more useful than others. But yeah, I mean, there's also, like... This is more of an opinion thing, but it's also... There's, like, a very you know, big generational gap in understanding of current events and stuff. Like, when you're 80 years old, you don't think like a 30-year-old. You've just, like, done different stuff. You grew up in a totally different time. It's gonna be very difficult to relate. Biden has a CPAP, and that's breaking news to people. Yeah, nobody knows what the fuck a CPAP is. Nobody understands that shit. I have a CPAP because my neck is fat and trying to suffocate me. Doesn't mean I'd make a bad president. There are plenty of other reasons that I would make a bad president, but it's not that I need a CPAP. Alright, other weight loss drugs. This is my personal favorite. So, am I necro? Yeah, I'm bone spear and corpse explode. I am loving it. Corpse explosion is freaking satisfying. But you know what? Like, one of my least... This is totally petty of me. One of my least favorite things about Diablo 4 is this. The corpse explosion makes an actual, like, explosion sound. And not the old, like, splat. I'm gonna see if I can find this. It made like a like a squish. Here we go. Destroying everything with my corpse explosion.
Send faster cast.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Here we go.
Over to F6 for the explosion, and then F7, then teleport around. And I pretty much repeat this process with each group of monsters that.
I mean, you can kind of hear it if you know what you're listening for. That's not quite what I was hoping for, though. Corpse explosion. I guess I should look on. I should keep looking on here. Let's try that.
It's at level 10, it's 5.6 yards. That aren't anywhere even near the corpse explosion. And this is the beauty of building
corpse explosion was probably my favorite skill from D2. It's amazing.
Take out the monsters, but I am
Ginger Gaming Mentor
to finish monsters off. And one of the ways that you can focus down a target relatively quickly is to teleport on top of them. This causes your entire army to teleport into one place, and then you can very quickly corpse explode.
So could you hear that? Where it kind of goes... I love that sound. I'm so disappointed that it's like a boom in this. So very disappointed. Okay, so personal favorite weight loss drugs. Favorite for personal reasons, not for efficacy. So it's Xenocal and what was the over-the-counter? Ally. So Ally is like half-strength Xenocal, basically. These drugs work really well. I don't know what their mechanism of action is, but basically it makes you not absorb fat. So, what that means functionally is that all the fat that you eat collects in your intestine. I mean, not all of it, but the vast majority of the fat you eat collects in your intestines, in your GI tract, and just kind of sits there. And, it has to go somewhere. So you develop big, oily, nasty, smelly poops. If you eat too much fat. Well, I mean, anyway, but especially if you eat too much fat. So you have these, like, disgusting oily shits. So, Xenocal was always prescription. Coochie, what's up, man? You're just in time to talk about disgusting oily shit. Congratulations. It's fantastic timing. What drug is this? It's Xenocal and Ally. I've forgotten what the, I'll look it up in a second. I've forgotten what the, like the, you know, generic name is. Because I actually haven't seen these drugs in forever, because people hate them. Even though they work really well. So they're lipase inhibitors, okay. It is... What is it? Yeah, what is Ally? Tell me what it is. Damn it. Okay, this is all like patient information bullshit. Orlistat, that's what it is. Yeah, orlistat. So Xenocal is the like prescription strength, which I think is like 180 milligrams if I remember right. And Ally I think is 90. So when Ally first went over the counter, like everyone was buying it. So they're like, oh yeah, effective weight loss drug. Awesome, let's do this. And then people started shitting themselves rampantly because they weren't paying attention, because like the stupid Americans that we are, we just hear that something works and take it rampantly and wantonly, just like, you know, the Ozempic we were talking about. Like, oh, we're having crippling GI infections because nothing moves through our GI tract? Oh, that's interesting. Who could have ever seen that coming? But anyway, yeah, so people take Ally, don't absorb fat, don't read the, you know, warning label on it. So amusingly, I remember this, they referred to taking, like, so, I should back up a moment. So, it turns out that sphincters are very good at holding in solid things. They are significantly less good at holding in liquid things. So if you've got a bunch of oil sloshing around in your colon, not all of it stays on the inside, you know, all the time. So they referred to basically like this anal fat leakage. Wear a diaper. We're getting there. So they were on the box insert, they referred to this leakage, which is basically you just like, you know, poop oil, as treatment effects. Treatment effects. If you have treatment effects, that is to say, if you oil shit yourself, you need to modify, you know, your diet, basically. Change your diet. So we, in the 3 months, so we had a quarterly meeting like right before Ally, just like coincidentally, just right before it got released, and then right after it got released, 3 months after. And I've forgotten the exact percentage, but the sales for adult diapers were up some unbelievable amount. Like some ridiculous amount. So people were like taking Ally, crapping themselves constantly, and buying adult diapers because they thought either something was wrong or they would like get through it or whatever. Oh, I was a pharmacy tech at CVS at the time, by the way. That's an important piece of that story. So I was a pharmacy tech and like selling a ton of this Ally. And people would come in like talking to me all the time and like, oh, you know, it's like, I'm having this problems with this drug. Yep, stop eating the burger and fries, man. Like it says that, literally says that on the box, in the box, everywhere that you possibly look. But you're still eating like shit, and now you're pooping yourself because of it. Congratulations.
I need more time.
Biden needs a typhoon. He probably does, dude. Poor guy. You stop that. I want to blow you all up. So yeah, don't poop yourself. That's the moral of the story. Do not poop yourself. But that is a really effective drug. Like, Ally works awesome. If you're willing to, you know, sort of like modify your diet. You know, again, it's all about the like habit changes. If you're gonna change your diet to like a really low fat diet, you'll lose a fucking ton of weight. But I love that. That's oh, good times. It brings me back. Brings me back to the good old days of gently explaining to people why they're leaking oil out of their nuts. I kind of worked in the hood though, so there weren't a whole lot of people paying for that. Like, not nearly as many. Like, we still had a fair few people coming through, like, you know, I took this Ally and I explosively crapped, but you know, it was much more common thing in the more affluent areas. How many times did I get robbed? 0. I personally got robbed 0 times. The store itself, I think, got robbed like 4 or 5 times while I was there. So we had a, dude, I loved my job as a pharmacy tech. I had a freaking blast. So the store that I worked at was actually subsidized by the city to close 2 hours early, and had an on-duty police officer there after a certain time. I can't remember what that time was, but they had so much trouble with prostitutes coming into the store and just like hanging out there that they just decided it was better to just pay CVS and subsidize them to close for 2 hours. And put a cop there. Dr. Cheezel, what's up, man? How are you? Long time no see, man. Baby, been getting me down, man. Haven't been able to find the time to stream, frankly, or the motivation for that matter. If I got free time, it was spent sleeping. But now I'm back. Yeah, the city government paid for the police officer to be in the store. Yeah. On-duty cop in the store, and subsidized the store to close 2 hours early, because they had so many problems. Because they were just like getting called there all the time. It was always prostitutes. You're due in November? Oh, no way, dude. You're hitting the reset button, bro. Isn't your oldest like 20 or something? 19, 20? That's intense. You got me beat. I thought I was bad doing it after 6 years. 16. Okay. Still. Still got me beat by a decade. Gonna have to sell a Porsche. Hell no, man. He's gonna drive his wife to the hospital in that thing. She better not deliver. One of my coworkers delivered their 3rd kid in his car, and he was so mad. He was like, I can never, ever get this car clean. This is fucking terrible. Porsche's staying, hell yeah it is. Nice. The man has to have his limits, right? You gotta have boundaries. Healthy boundaries. Bloodthirsty Spike Fiend. That sounds very ominous. Whoa, he's a fast little bitch. Alright, and he heals, apparently? Guess that's what Vampiric does. I paid very little attention to what the like monster mods do, obviously. It is nice that they're kind of like self-explanatory though, very much unlike what they did in Arc Nemesis with Path of Exile, where they say like, you know, steel skin, and it's like, oh, he actually is immune to physical damage and cuts through all of your armor and does 50% extra damage and also jumps on your face and farts really loudly. But yeah, steel skin totally says all that, right? So do you know if you're having a boy or girl? Or are you one of those weirdos who refuses to find out? I personally am of the tell me all of the information I can possibly have camp. At least this time you know what to do. Yeah, true. True, true. I found that the second time around, I maybe was, I guess, more prepared. We did a lot of things better, but a lot of things, like, are just unpreparable, I guess. Like, our first kid was just absolutely terrible. And pretty much everyone we ran into was like, oh yeah, I mean, every kid's different. And, you know, he's, you know, basically worse than everybody else, so you're probably fine. No, this one's worse. She's worse than he was, for sure. Like, no question. Charlotte and call her Charlie. Excellent choice. We almost went with Charlie. My new one's a girl too. That was pretty high on the list. Oh, that bitch was gonna smash me. Yeah, that is a solid choice. Oh. Ah, that sucks. Bone storm. Yeah, I am pretty glad to be done with the baby having phase. They're super cute, but damn, dude, they are a lot of work. Lots of work. Can't agree on the middle name. Yeah, fortunately, that was never really an issue with my wife and I. We agreed completely on names for both of our kids. That was not good. I don't know why. We're just lucky that way, I guess. But that discussion went very well both times. What are the positives of having kids? I mean, it takes a while to get there. Quite frankly, watching them grow is super cool. Like when they hit milestones, that's pretty much the only reward you get from babies. Honestly, in my opinion, I fucking hate babies. I'll just say it. Babies suck. They're just an unbelievable amount of work. They're super expensive, and they don't really give much back. Like they smile. Their smile is amazing, but that's pretty much all they got. But yeah, like when they like crawl. Oh my god! Whoa, this is bad. There's Aldera. Hello. Man, she means business. But yeah, anytime they like learn to do something new, it's really cool. Like when they roll over, when they crawl, when they walk, talk. Right now my kid's learning to read, and that is super exciting because he's like opening up he's got a really good imagination. He's super creative. And he's like opening up a whole world of, you know, like possibilities for himself. He's getting into like Star Wars and Harry Potter and all sorts of different stuff because he's like, he can like read subtitles, kind of, you know, slowly. If you give him a chance, he can read all that stuff.
I need more time.
But it's fun. That is fun, and I really look forward to, you know, being able to like share stuff that I like with him. Like I've started taking my kid to sports games and watching shows that I like and kind of like describing stuff and sort of more into games. You know, like he'll play a board game with you and whatnot. That's all very fun. So that's what I look forward to and enjoy doing. But it is a crap ton of work, and it was honestly probably like I'd say at least 3, probably more like 4 years in before I was like, yeah, you know, I can see why I did this. It's a long haul up till then. Or if you want them to take care of you when you're old, yeah. High school's a grade A shit show. Yeah, I believe that for sure. I was a complete disaster in high school. Little angry little shit. Thought I knew everything. I'm trying my best to make sure my kid's not a like spoiled piece of crap, because he is going to be spoiled pretty much no matter what I do, because I like expensive cool things, and I don't want to like go without expensive cool things just to like prove a point to my kid. You know. Like, but like we actually, so we had an interesting conversation yesterday or 2 days ago, very recently at any event, where like we drove by the house that we moved from, and he has some sort of like vague memories of that because he was like 2 years old, and you know, he like, and I know he does because he's like said things that we did in that house that he wouldn't, you know, there's no way that we have like talked about that, so he actually remembers that happening. But he was like, who bought our house? And so I was talking about it because I met the guy a few times. Like we had to go over there and get mail and all that. And And he goes, why would somebody buy such a small house? And now it's not really a small house, mind you. It's like a 1,500 square foot, like, Craftsman. It's not a huge house, but definitely like a starter home. It's kind of like right by a college. Very like young family / student area. And so we had a nice talk about income disparity and privilege and all of that on our way back from running errands. Being forced to take your kid to school and after school activities when we get old? Yes, absolutely. I don't know how people do that as aggressively as they do. We know lots of families who have their kids. They have like multiple kids in multiple activities. And that sounds freaking terrible. Like, I don't want to be out at a soccer field at 8 a.m. on a Saturday. Like, that sounds fucking absurd. Went to the Apple store and spent $3K on a MacBook for him and a watch for you? Jesus. That's intense. That's an expensive Saturday. Very expensive Saturday. Well, hopefully you enjoy your Apple Watch. My wife loves hers. She can't leave home without it, man. It's a great little tool for her. Oh, this room is not very nice to me. Two of those shocking dudes in there. What the fuck is that totem shit? Get the fuck out of here with that. Trying to sell your Apple Watch since you got it? Really? What, do you not like it? That's surprising to me. Yeah, my wife loves hers, man. She uses it for, like, fitness tracking and all sorts of stuff. Like, finding her phone, those two things are probably the main functions it serves. But... the Ultra one, it's pretty cool, but a little big. Yeah. See, I can't wear watches. They just drive me nuts. Like, I just fuck with them all the time. Like, even a wedding ring is a bit of a stretch for me. It's just, like, the other stuff on my hand is, like, it bothers me. I don't know. Like, I can't not pay attention to it. Everything your Apple Watch does, your iPhone does? Well, that's kind of the point, right? Isn't that the whole idea? Is that, like, it's basically just a smaller iPhone that's, like, with maybe, like, slightly limited functionality, but it's super compact. Scrub too much to wear a wedding band? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, super inconvenient to, like, have that stuff on when you're a surgeon. Because for those of you who don't know what that means, you can't properly sterilize your hands if you have a ring on, so you have to take off your wedding ring. Most people just kind of, like, either set it aside or, like, tie it on their scrubs or something so they don't lose it. Oh, Jesus Christ. What is going on in here? I saw a multi-boss room. Lord, come on. Usually, there's, like, one dude in here who heals the rest, it seems like. Ouch. Yeah, sterile technique is definitely a little questionable on the evidence-based side, from what I've gathered. Especially, like, you know, where you can put your hands. Like, anything below your waist is technically not sterile. And if you're working with a scrub tech who's a real bitch, that can make your life pretty difficult. Even though, like, obviously if you go like this, your hand is no longer sterile. Like, it makes no difference. But, you know, there are conventions. You gotta draw the line somewhere, I guess. The sanitizer stuff, you mean, like Avogard?
I need time to do that.
Aspect of bulk Hathos, cool. Speak with Elder Lao. I will. Just do the surgery at night while bacteria are asleep. That is awesome. Yeah, BK ring, dude. Good memories. Good memories. Mm. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of circle jerkery with the sterile, sterile rules, and a lot of it's kind of dictated by like the OR nurse association, I guess you'd say, AORN. They're hilarious. AORN is like they're just like so far up there. They are very high on their own farts, man. Like, have you ever seen that South Park episode where like everybody gets a hybrid car and they're high on smug and sniffing their own farts? That's AORN, basically.
Oh, shame. I suppose she wasn't going.
And they drive through all of these like sweeping changes that are loosely evidence-based at best.
I have already begun the cleansing ritual.
There's kind of this like constant war about whether or not you wear AORN can actually fuck off. Yes, they can. I completely agree. So they've, let's see, fun things that AORN has brought around. So they decided that scrub caps, like, knit scrub caps, are not sterile. And so you can't wear those in the OR anymore. So you have to wear, like, lunch lady hats. And then they decided that lunch lady hats aren't good, so everybody has to wear the, like, tie, like, impermeable plastic caps. Then they're like, no, you can wear both. Oh, you can actually wear knit caps now. So none of this is actually evidence-based. It's just like somebody puts out this like piece of shit paper somewhere and they just jump all over it because it fits their agenda. And I don't know why that's their agenda. That doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. The other things would be jackets, like wearing scrub jackets in the OR. They're saying, yeah, you should wear jackets. No, jackets are just like extra clothing and they increase infection rate. Well, actually, you have to wear a jacket because it covers up all of your skin cells and hair from falling off. Actually, bacteria accumulate in the sleeve, so we need to get rid of the jackets. God, guys, what the fuck? Another thing is you can't use lubricant spray. Like, there was a silicone spray that we used for like cameras. I'm trying like endoscopic cameras and stuff that are basically just like giant cameras on a tube, or like ultrasounds. So we used that. It was like a super good lubricant because it was like low volume. It made everything super slick. You kind of had to be careful because if you spray it on the floor, it like greases the floor, basically permanently, because it's like impossible to fucking clean up. But you can't use that anymore because it's flammable. Oh, that's another thing, is they've like dictated all of these like weird rules for prepping people for surgery, where you have to like scrub somebody down in a certain way. They're like, well, you have to do it in a spiral fashion. Oh, actually, you do it in stripes. You have to do it and then wait 3 minutes for this to dry. Oh, you have to like throw the prep away and put the trash outside so it's not a fire hazard to the patient. What the fuck? But yeah, so we can't use the silicone spray because it's flammable. And you will note that like literally everything else that goes into and touches the patient is flammable. Like drapes are flammable, oxygen is flammable, nitric oxide is, or nitrous oxide, excuse me, is flammable. Like, it's all fucking flammable. Everything's flammable. It does not matter if we have a spray can in the room. It does not matter one fucking bit. But there's a committee of nurses somewhere who think that this is super important, and for some reason, they always seem to get their way, and I don't get it. How about peeing in the OR? Did I get the deets on the woman who pissed in the OR? I did not. I did not, actually. I just kind of know that it happened. It happened after I was gone, so... Are there air ducts in OR rooms that suck in air to make it sanitary? Yes. So there's a lot of very careful planning that goes on in ORs regarding airflow. So all operating rooms have positive pressure with regards to the external environment. So the idea is that anytime you open it, the air flows out instead of in, so it doesn't suck in any like pathogens in the air or anything. Usually there are a lot of rooms that they have what they call laminar flow, which is basically like unidirectional flow. So like especially like total joint rooms or spine rooms, stuff like that will have laminar flow to minimize like intake of bacteria and fungus and stuff. I don't know, our nursing supervisor told you that the booties weren't approved, that you had to pass through the bulkhead and scrub again. What? Did you tell her to eat the fattest of dicks? Because that's exactly what I would have done. Who cleans the rooms after surgery or giant trauma? Like OR techs. It's kind of best guess clean. Sometimes, I mean, you'll find like blood stains and stuff behind carts and, you know, stuff that doesn't get moved very often. It happens all the time. Yeah, there should be some sort of power dynamic, right? Unfortunately, the nursing supervisors have quite a bit of it, and they can make your life really fucking difficult. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta lay down the law and be like, I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen. What you want just is not reasonable.
Not while I'm in town.
Yeah, we had a period of time where there was a similar nursing supervisor who was like on this inquest to figure out why there were so many infections in the operating room, like post-op infections. And she was convinced that it had to do with patient temperature. I don't know why, but she was. And so she was like digging through all these patient records and just like, you know, why weren't you monitoring these patients? Like, I fielded a call from her that was like, why are you not monitoring temperature in C-section patients? And I was like, okay, well, first off, so the standard is to monitor temperature for cases that are longer than an hour. Most C-sections are not. And second off, the patient is awake. They can tell me if they're cold. Like, hey, are you cold? No. Okay, cool.
And deliver the herbs.
As a stop work protocol, if any staff can initiate, if it's safety regulated. Oh no, that sucks.
I close my eyes, and I am there again. Needle in my skin.
But yeah, the quest for temperature did nothing because basically all of our infections, or not all of them, but the vast majority of our infections were from two surgeons. Clearly it's not technique related, it's a systemic issue. It's not these two people who are causing like 85% of the post-op infections. It must be something that everyone's doing.
She must have gone to the hungering swamp.
A stop work protocol. Ugh. Just reading that makes my soul hurt, dude. Dusty note. So why do nurses end up as supervisors? Because they are generally the ones who want to like move up. Like that's how they move up, and there are tons of positions for that. Like tons of them. That's where most of the admin bloat is. Is this the like sort of lower management, I guess you'd call it? I don't know if that's a term, but that's pretty much what it is. Like, I didn't even know until recently that our OB department has 3 nurse supervisors. And they do, between 2 groups, they do like 1,200, or well, probably more than that, probably like 1,500 deliveries a year. And there's 3 nurse supervisors. That is not a lot. Travel nurse salary still super high? Yes. Yeah. inferiority is that's another inferiority complex is definitely another reason that nurses become supervisors, in my opinion. Feel like they have something to prove, kind of thing. I do know, like, I will say this, I like most of the nursing supervisors that I work directly with. Like, the people who are in the OR, I'm fortunate to be with a pretty good group who are very active and useful. And, like, you know, collaborative. We have mercifully avoided most of the hall monitor kind of stuff, which makes life so much better. But unfortunately, most places I fear are not that way. There's you know, tale upon tale of just like these lower management people interfering just at every opportunity. You just like need to be heard, need to be right all the time. It sucks. It's really bad.
My stomach. Something is tearing it apart.
Oh no. Marta's had a bad day.
There is a healer. Yolanda. In Wejinane. Help me, Richard. I beg you.
Okay. Let's see. So I went there. Bring Marta to Yolanda. So I shall. Let's go. Did she come with me? She did. Did she have a horse? Doesn't look like it, but I'm going here anyway. Marta, I'm sorry I couldn't teleport your horse. However, here's Yolanda. Somewhere in here. Maybe? Where is she? The fuck? Didn't I just do that? Where are you, Marta? Did I leave you back in town? Maybe my fancy bullshit was a little too much. Okay. Alright.
I cannot do
Going
that
down to
here.
where Marta was. Let's do it. Yeah, I've always been amazed, like, how many nursing supervisor positions there are. It just seems like, for a long time, I feel like it was kind of a recent thing for my hospital, where they, I mean, recent, you know, I've been there 7 years, but...
I need more time.
Like, these people would just sort of disappear, nurses, and then I'd see them, like, walking around in, like, you know, dress clothes or something, like, what the hell are you doing? They're like, oh, well, I'm the OR supervisor, or the PACU supervisor, or the pre-op supervisor. Like, what? Okay. Marta's no longer following me. There we go. I brought her. Help Marta.
Yolanda! Come! Quick!
Oh no.
What's wrong, Yolanda? Oh shit. That bitch blew up. Jesus. She wasn't kidding when she said something's tearing her apart. Oh my god. Look at all of that. That came out of her. How are you alive? Dear God. Okay. What just happened?
She had what we call gut rot.
Yeah, I guess
a
so.
nice name for a horrible affliction. She should have sent you with a message rather than coming all this way. Now she's dead and given us gut rot as a parting gift.
Oh no, they have it
Make
now
up
too.
for bringing her here in the first place. Do what I would have done were I not sick. Go to Pilgrim's Cave. Harvest a ganofungus that grows on
Did
the
I gotta go
creatures
find
that
this
live
freaking
there,
fungus,
and
Marta?
bring it to me.
Come on, man. Have the decency to, like, explode your guts
You damned fool. You'll
in
make the
privacy.
Dark Lord worse.
Okay, so I have to find it in there. Cool. Off we go. What level am I? 53. Requirements not met. Wah wah. 30% bonus to all magic nodes. Okay. That's pretty slick. So I don't know if that means I should preferentially spec into those, or just keep going on my merry way and get all this other stuff. I guess we'll see if that's testing. What's up? Did I lose connection or something? Get no fungus? Oh, I have to get 10. Okay. Did you couldn't type? Oh, I actually banned you. Sorry. What's going on up here? Lots of bitches be dying. Oh, it's fellow Necro. What's going on, dude? Just happily raising corpses up here. So you know, I'm streaming on Kick now, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. I feel like maybe to round out the stream tonight, I should include like some porn. I don't know, maybe stream a AAA title, movie. Maybe gamble, to do some thoughts. What do you think? Maybe do all of it at the same time. Can I make my own porn, gamble, and have a movie on in the background? Yeah, I can probably do those things, right? Seems pretty doable. Can I get a gambling deal? I wish. With my, what, like 5 average viewers? I don't know how much that would be worth. I mean, I know people like Trainwrecks make an absolute freaking killing on those deals. But, like, at my level, I think that I would rather just play games. Because my rate these days is about $400 an hour. If I, you know, were to go get a tip job, like a locums job or something. And I would imagine they probably... I blocked you for real? No, I totally didn't block you. No way, dude. Why would I do that? I don't have time for that. No, my but my stream rate's kind of crappy. Like usually it's maxed out at like my bit rate's usually 6,000, just like pegged there, and it's like 2,600 right now. It has been pretty much all stream. Not sure why.
Did you walk from here to Pilgrim's Cave?
I did.
The medicinal brew is ready. Mix in the ganofungus and then distribute it to the others. Janna and Thanak are worse off than I am.
Sorry for the gut ride, guys. Simmering fungal soup sounds delightful. But yeah, I gotta be honest. I would hardcore sell out if somebody was gonna give me like $1 million to just sit here and stare blankly into a slot machine. I'm on it. I'm all about that.
Be sure to drink it all, Janna. All of it.
There's a really interesting video. If you guys are interested in kind of like the yeah, I would 100% sell my soul. Sorry. Like, I know perpetuating gambling makes me a bad person, or would make me a bad person, but I don't care. I do not care enough to not take a deal like that.
Yo, what's up, guys?
I would quit my job for that. It'd take a lot. Like, I would probably have to be offered my lifetime income for that. So if I made like, if somebody offered me like 10 mil, then yes, absolutely. Because that'd probably be what, like almost 20 years of work. Like, well, probably about 15 years of work. So that's my number. Steak, if you're listening to me, 10 mil. Showing gambling on stream shouldn't make me a bad person. Yeah. 5 mil signing, 1 mil a year, 5-year contract. Yeah, see? I'm even flexible. I'd agree to those terms. It's not asking that much, right? It's just $10 million over 5 years. I'll totally do that for 5 years. And my giant loyal fan base will surely spend tons of money on your site. Of course. So this is a very interesting video. If you're interested in like how Kick works, watch that. I'm super interested in like how all the social media, you know, and like new media space and stuff goes down and like what it's all about. Shill overpriced cereal for $8 an hour, yeah. That was one of those sponsorships I got offered. No, I think it was like up to $8 an hour. Like, they gotta be freaking kidding me, man. It's sort of legendary, apparently, like, how bad and predatory some of the sponsorship deals that, like, you know, medium-sized streamers get, who, you know, people who are probably making, like, 10 to 20,000 a year or something off of this. You know, people, like, these companies will pay them, like, pennies on the dollar. Yeah, baby. Give me that armor. Honestly, it isn't much for Steak to pay that. Yeah, exactly. So this video that I was talking about is actually, like, so Steak, or I mean Kick, is, like, if you look at it, it is just, like, straight up a copy of Twitch. It's, like, literally, they use AWS. It's, like, literally... And, it's the same thing. Like, the setup is the same. The, you know, visibility and everything is exactly the same. It's all just like a monetization and rules, you know, terms of service kind of difference. But, like, their goal is different. So Twitch's goal is to make money in and of itself. You know, its goal is for that to be a positive return on investment. Kick's goal is to funnel people into Steak. So it's just a top of the funnel kind of thing. So they don't really care that much if they don't make money off of Kick. Because these platforms are super expensive to run. Like, all of the server bandwidth and everything that you need to, like, actually have a streaming platform is, like, crazy-ass expensive. And Twitch has done a terrible job of monetizing it, but Kick doesn't really give a shit. Like, they know that they're huge brand risk, so nobody's ever going to advertise on Kick, right? Like, because there's people, like, you know, having sex and talking about Nazis and shit on stream. Like, no advertiser is ever going to go for that. But, like, they are an advertisement for Steak. Like, they're getting people funneled into these gambling things, and that's, like, extremely valuable, apparently. Can you stream porn on Kick? Technically, no. But there've been, like, there've been people just, like, having sex on stream, or, like, one dude got, like, a blowjob live on stream, and I think he got banned for, like, a day. I mean, it's not exactly very restricted. Yep. Yeah, watch that video. It's really cool. Lots of things. Lots of things applies to both. Dr. Cheezel had a very, very lengthy education process, as I recall.
I cannot do that here.
Oh, come on. Wait, what the fuck? There we go. These are kind of cool, like, lodges. Tharak.
Your problem has been resolved.
Alright, Yolanda. Now you need it. Don't explode like our friend Marta.
Oh, I can swallow.
There you go. Get it.
Damn it.
Speak with Yolanda.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Why can't you keep it down?
In all likelihood, the vermin are
Oh, no.
stronger than the fungus. Damn it. You'll have to seek out Zurk. He's
Zurk?
the only one who might have an answer.
Aw, come on, Zurk.
You'll need an offering. Take the werewolf head, nailed to the village gate.
Corpse whale deluge?
He makes
Well, that
it
sounds like a
warm and
lovely place to live. No wonder.
Corpse
No
whale
wonder he lives there.
Make the offering. Light the torches. Get me a cure.
Yeah, Kick is kind of the Wild West of streaming right at the moment. So many of the quests in this game to deal with family issues, it sure seems that way. And it's usually like people trying to like make a name for themselves or like go make money. They're like, I left to go make money. And then I went on this quest and zombies ate me. Sucks. Cannibals got me. Corpse whale deluge. Where is that? Is that it? Oh no, it's right here. Oh shit, that's far away. Okay. Well. Guess I better get on my hoss. Sons killing mothers, dollars killing mothers. Lots of mothers getting killed. Sounds like the Bible. It does sound a lot like the Bible, doesn't it? It's like Revelations, really. Hell comes to earth. There's a one quest that I did where, like, you go tell a dad that his son died, and he was like, ah, that jerk never listened to me anyway. Like, damn, dude, that's harsh.
I need time to do that.
ER to Palm, back to ER, then pediatrics, then PhD in kinesiology. The what? I didn't know it was that long. Jesus. That's not where I'm supposed to be. Okay. I've reached my destination. The corpse whale deluge. Seems like a nice vacation locale. Mossy torch. Oh, offering bowl. I will offer. What's up, Zerk? Dude, your friend is fucked. She's like getting eaten from the inside out, and she's gonna have this weird worm pop out of her real soon. So, please help.
Wedging Honey's always been fine without me. Must be truly dire.
Went from resident to attending in a very short time. That's nice.
I'd guess someone's near to dying. And look, you brought a gift. Never thought those villagers capable. You wins, but the smell is good. Heavy with secrets. Not heavy enough to save anyone, though. I don't mind helping you, but
I mean, if you're doing next stuff, like ENT is definitely the most direct
Get the
path.
eyes out of Nuroth the Vile Fang's head. No promises, but I'll try.
Nuroth the Vile Fang. Okay. Y'all be sending me all over the place. I'm dying. I probably need Dr. Cheesel's neck exploration services. Just like cut that shit apart, put it back together. Ah! The legs, the legs. Neck exploration services sounds funny. As it should. As it should. Who am I looking for? Not that guy. That guy. Neurothafire thing. Claim his oversized snake eyes. Okay. Where is he? Wait, here. I used to really enjoy being in neck dissections in residency because you just like sit there for hours. They would take so long. Like for anesthesia, the anesthesia is like very benign. Once you've got the patient intubated, it's just all like sitting there chilling while somebody picks apart little stuff. Oh fuck.
I'm not ready yet.
ENT and Palmer stuffing. Yep. It's all about them billable hours, man. Gotta get you paid. Porsche doesn't maintain itself. Oh my god. This is a lot of damage. Oh god. And a lot of lag as well. It's probably not the best time to be lagging. A bunch of enemies that are kicking my ass. The ENT residency is not awful. I mean, well, it's awful. It's residency, but it's like you could do way worse. Return to Zerk. So I shall. What's that? Greed Shrine? Oh, I missed it. Bummer.
I'm not ready yet.
Ride that horse. That's a good question, if there's any difference in pay. We were kind of talking about this earlier with the neurosurgery versus ortho spine. And my fairly uneducated take was that if you're eat what you kill, then it doesn't really matter because the procedures are reimbursed the same per insurance. But I don't know that that's 100% true. Wait, did I place the oversized head? What? Where do I put it? Oh. Oh god. Take the moldy heart?
Fungus. Stronger than anything the villagers would make. If she's not dead yet, this'll kill off anything wriggling in her gut.
Yeah, without killing her somehow. Take the moldy heart. Well, I would if I could, dude. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. It just like exploded off the table. Alright. Back we go. The transplants bought the Porsche. Hell yeah. That's such a baller way to buy a car. Just like do enough transplant surgeries and like, yeah man, I've like chop-shopped people. Now I can buy this badass car. Fuck you guys. Just drive off the lot, middle finger flying. It's so cool. Alright, Yolanda.
That was... what was in that? Light.
Yeah, you better not ask questions you don't want answers to, Yolanda.
I can feel... they're moving less.
I like this decayed corpse that's just like chilling next to her in the bed.
If Calv had listened to me, we lost him. He had the good sense
There you
to
go.
die without infecting anyone. Little though it may comfort his children.
Hedging your bets on not having kids to have the sports car, among other things. We have a childless dude with no attachments in my practice, and he buys lots of nice stuff. He's like a $6,000 espresso machine. Fuck groceries. Corpse may not be helping with the sickness, right? Yeah, she's like praising this guy, like, hey bro, like, you're still in here. And it like ate his freaking leg off. He only has one leg, and his foot's gone for some reason. And his head? Why did gut rot make your head go away? So confused. Yeah, something tells me the nursing supervisor would have something to say about these affairs here, the state of affairs. Perhaps the gut rot corpse should not be next to the other gut rot patients. Dude, there's lots of cool stuff in medicine. Once you're in, you're kind of in. I think surgery is like something surgical is kind of the way to go. You're also AI proofing yourself a fair bit by doing that. By doing a like tactile, you know, skill-based thing. Boop, 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 boop. I'm shitting goodies. There we go. Derman GI lifestyle sounds nice. Yeah. Cars are the only thing you waste money on? Nah. I mean, is it a waste? If it's something you enjoy, is that a waste of money? I say no, as I look at my cabinet full of painted toy soldiers. What's this? Travel to the Blind Burrows. Okay, we'll do that. GI toxic tools. Dude, they honestly kind of are. Most of them kind of are. I don't know what the policy is for you guys, or their, like, mode of practice, but, like, they've never seen the patients most of the time. They just, like, they hear that there's a patient who, you know, they're consulted on, and they just, like, put them on the schedule for a scope. They've literally never seen the patient. They get super pissed off when we cancel their cases. Like, hey, your patient can't breathe. Like, they're actively having a heart attack right now. I think that their constipation is maybe secondary to that. So let's not do their case today. Sorry for the inconvenience. I need to shove it up the ass. They do. They do need that, though. I had a GI doc tell me once that this guy's actually a pretty nice guy, but he does get like really finicky if you start, you know, telling him no. But he wanted to do a case on a patient in the ICU who was like hanging on by a thread, basically. And I was like, dude, it's not really safe to anesthetize that guy. I don't think GI distress is really his main problem right now. And he goes, well, you know, I thought about doing this under conscious sedation, but if we go and sedate this guy and he does badly, it's gonna look really bad for you. Like, yes, that would be the exact thing that I just told you. That is literally what I'm telling you right now.
What is this?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Sedating him was a bad idea.
I'm out of essence.
But I'm glad we agree. The fact that they don't give shit about consults, give you shit for telling you you're wrong. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. I mean, most of the GIs that I have dealt with are just sort of like you know, procedure. All about doing procedures.
My companion seems harsh to many.
Yeah, it's very. By the way, I will second those thanks. It's really nice to have somebody else to kind of offer a counterpoint and a different perspective to mine here.
And he's generous.
Because I really don't intend to be like, you know, the authority on medicine. Just kind of provide a perspective that it's sort of tough to get. So it's really cool to have a second person here that, you know, can chime in.
He has granted my request.
Oh. Travel to Tebow's Grasp. That's a long way away. Great. Why don't I... where am I? Right there? So why don't I go to the Blind Burrows first? What the fuck? There you go. Hey! Stop. I guess I should track this. Okay. How much larger is this than 3? You know, I can't answer that question very well because I never played 3 after the expansion came out. I would say the campaign is quite a lot longer than Diablo 3 because this is the whole map. I actually have no idea how long I've been playing this. But, the campaign is great. The campaign is really, really good. What did she say? Oh, it's Anita.
Don't feel well.
The website that shows a different specialty pay? I still have it up, I believe. Oh, I guess this is just from my hard drive? Yeah. Lilith is badass. That's a great fight. That doesn't help you at all. So I have that. I have this uploaded in Discord. It's in... somewhere? Not there. It's in resources. It's in here. I think there. Yeah, there it is. Right there. Boom. Good gosh darn, got you covered.
I can't understand you.
Can't understand me. Man, Anita is really pissed off. It's scared. Let's go in this cave. Pissed her off and scared her. Let's see, slay the infested villagers? That's dark. Okay. Oh, when did I get a 9th potion? Totally missed that demo. That's cool. Ooh, the... oh, no, that's just some random ass spider guy. That's not who I'm after at all. Spider venom? Oh, that's what I had to do for... got it. Got it. Oh, there's those things that popped out of, what's her name, Marta? Yeah, things that popped out of Marta. That's a rough day, man. Really sucks.
Time to do that.
ZipRecruiter says 130 to 360. What does that even mean? Yeah, I feel like job search sites for doctors are just like totally worthless. Like, what information could you possibly take from a range like that? Who's making 130 as an MD? Pediatricians in academics on the posts. Honestly. I think not too long ago, it was either Mass General or Brigham, one of the Harvard hospitals, posted a pediatrician job for like 160 or something. It's like, dude, so you're really gonna do 7 years of training to live in Boston making $160,000? You fucking serious? There's no way. With student loan debt, 130 is poverty wages? Yeah, pretty much. Because my loan debt, or my loan payment is $4 grand a month. And that's at 2.9%. Yeah, I mean, they do get debt relief. They probably have a contract where they, you know, worked X amount of years and had their debt forgiven. But still, that's nothing. Like 160 in Boston is probably like making 70 grand here. But you know, it's great for a lot of people. Without it, you've done 7 years of insane training for it. You assholes, stop running around. Thank you. Sacred reindeer. Delightful. Yeah, pediatrics has got to change, dude. I don't know why people keep going into that specialty. I mean, maybe it's just because doctors are really that stupid about business. And the fact that they sort of... Okay. What is this? Event? The Nest? Oh my god. Yeah, 2.9 is a crazy good rate. I was very happy. I literally refinanced my loans the week before interest rates started hiking. And like all of the like the place I refinanced through had like adapted to, you know, anticipated changes, so I had no fees. Like I didn't have any origination cost, nothing. It was just like money was super cheap. They were freaking giving away that refi. And then a week later, the interest rate was like literally a point higher. I'm very happy with that. You would think that physicians would get drain breaks, wouldn't you? But since we're all rich and we make a ton of money, or at least according to the people making these laws, we don't. Isn't that cool? And we can't deduct the interest on our loans because we make too much money. That is also super cool. Yeah, it's really, financially speaking, medicine is kind of a screw job, man.
I'm not ready yet.
I mean, especially now that, like, you're not, you know, you're sort of, like, decreasingly likely to get into a specialty, like a non-primary care specialty. That sucks. Yeah, that really, really cuts out the, profit potential. Give me that chest. Give it to me. Oh no, a trap chest. Channeling shrine. I don't know what that does. Cost no resource and have decreased cooldown? Hell yeah. Bone spears for everyone. Let's throw in a bone storm too. How much anatomy on step 1? When I took it, not that much. And it was all pretty, like, straightforward major stuff. I think historically that's been the trend. Is that it's pretty light. And the stuff that you need to know is like actually important. So like review sources cover it pretty effectively. Wow, this is a lot of keys. Look at the tearing zombie ass. That was super satisfying. I love it. Alright, let's see what's in this chest.
I cannot
Probably
carry more.
nothing that I want. Fantastic. Boots, perhaps. Fur-lined mitts? Probably not. Game volume's louder than me speaking? Okay, it sounds that way. It sounds that way. Thank you for telling me. Save changes. I don't know what it is, like, games are so loud anymore, man. And, like, my system volume is not high. Turn it down even more than that. Maybe we'll do 8. Save. Yeah, it sounds pretty loud in my headphones. Glad you mentioned that. Should you wait on buying a home? I mean, not if you're, not if where you're gonna buy is a, like, rentable place, in my opinion. Sounds better now? Okay, good. Yeah, that's a super, like, so one complaint I do have with this game is I feel like the sounds are not mixed well. Like, the corpse explosion sound, which I was bitching about earlier, is, like, so much freaking louder than everything else. Like, why is that so much louder? So, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, if the sound's off, just let me know. That's not gonna hurt my feelings. I'd rather just be listenable. If you can buy one, you're no longer a resident? Perhaps. Slay infested villagers. Where the fuck are the infested villagers? I would love to slay them, but I don't know where they are. Yeah, pay is definitely that bad as a resident. Especially these days with, like, how much, like, price of houses is inflated. Oh my god. I mean, I bought my first house in, let's see, what year was that? It was my end of my first year of residency, so 2013? For $130,000, and it was a nice house. Like, nice place, good neighborhood, good bones. Wish we still had it. My wife and I talk about that all the time. We wish we kept it. We made a crazy profit off of it, which is why we decided to sell. But man, the long-term play definitely would have been to keep it. We fucked that up. The dents? That's awesome.
I need more time.
Oh no, please don't run away! I'm just trying to kill all these things. Oh, so many things making me run. And poisoning me. I don't like it. I don't like it. 55. I made that my senior year. I think I made like 48 or something. Prior to that. We got a huge raise to kind of bring us up to like the low end of average regionally when I was a senior resident. I think my residency was like one of the most poorly compensated in the country. And the fact that that's not standardized is just like ridiculous. Because that's all, like, residencies are funded by Medicare, so that should all be like, you know, cost of living adjusted at the very least. But it will never change, unfortunately. There's just like, there's too much money and too much power opposing that going anywhere. That said, there are a bunch of residencies that are unionizing these days. So if they actually like get a union across residencies, that would be a huge amount of people and might get something done. But as it stands, I don't know. I am not optimistic. There's the last one. Boom, 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 boom. When was my first big check? It was 2016? Yeah, July of 2016. It felt good. Yeah, that was for my first paycheck was more money than it was like more than double the most money I'd ever had at one time. That was a good feeling. Have the Midnight Haven? Oh, I'm not done? Fuck, there's more to this dungeon?
I'm not ready yet.
Fuck me sideways. Where do I need to go? Whoops. How much was it? I think it was like $10,000. I remember getting it. I was going on a trip to Memphis, actually, for one of my friend's weddings. Or my wife's friend's weddings, actually. My friend now. But yeah, I was like, when it cleared the bank, I was just like, oh, this is awesome. What did I spend it on? I don't know. I know I went and bought Warhammer stuff. That was fun. That was the first time I'd ever like really had a Warhammer army, because it's such a ridiculously expensive hobby. There we go. Kill all the things. Kill them all. Blow it up. Yeah, it's a good feeling, dude. That first check is absolutely awesome. Especially after just like getting your ass handed to you for so many years. Being everyone's bitch constantly. Give me my essence back. There we go. Do I want that? I don't. Oh.
My bags are full.
Don't want that. Might want that. Bought a used Jetta to replace your busted Nissan. That's awesome. Still functionally a resident despite the paycheck. I love it. That's great. Yeah, I've never been a car guy, so I don't. That was not high on my list. I still drive a what 2017? Yeah, 2017 Accord. It's a nice car. It's good enough. It's all I need. I do wish it had a heated steering wheel, though. That's a weird luxury that I never thought I would want. But, actually, like, what happened? I had to do something to my car that, like, took a few days, and they gave me a Jeep as a loaner that had a heated steering wheel. It was glorious. Absolutely freaking awesome. Because I don't garage my car. My wife, we only have a one-car garage, and my wife uses it. Because she's usually the one, like, loading kids up and stuff. So my car's outside. And is therefore very cold most of the time in the winter. But man, heated steering wheel, super awesome. You miss your Jetta? Man, one of my friends had a Jetta forever. Now he's got a 4Runner. think it's far right. That he also enjoys. Sound buying advice. That's what I'm here for. Sound advice in all things. Ow, what the balls was that? Alright, bro. Crazy ass fast spider. Get over here. Get in my bone hurricane. My bonacane. Armored buckler. Okay. Let's ditch something else that I know I don't want. Alright, return to Anita. I will do that. Oh, man. Whew. Oh, I forgot this. This is sitting right next to me. So, I mentioned that I'm wanting to stream board games and stuff. You see that? That's the camera for it. I got him. This is apparently like the best webcam on the market, basically, so that's super cool. Hopefully it works out. Video is not the problem though, it's sound. It's gonna be the issue. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
But it's the only way I can go home again. Oh God. It hurts.
Yes, Candyland. Absolutely. That'd be hilarious. We actually should play Candyland. Whoa, dude, she's like barfing like a freaking pro.
Who are you? Leave me alone.
Your blood is inflamed. Close your eyes and breathe slowly.
How?
Questions later.
Goyas.
Drink this before you drop dead from your short-sighted brew.
So she just like poisoned herself trying to get rid of this like spirit in her. Playing Monopoly and regret my decisions and lose my friends. Also. Who are you?
My name is Gulius. This child is not cursed. She has a great power within her. She's been chosen by the swamp, as I was years ago.
Well, thank goodness you showed up right after she decided to drink a shitload of poison.
Me?
Yes, Anita. You are destined to become a witch of Hawazar.
Damn you, Boardwalk. Dude, I played so much Monopoly growing up.
I can't leave my mother.
Love the Boardwalk.
She needs...
You cannot help her in this state, but I promise to teach you what you need to care for her, to control your power.
That shit gets cutthroat, man. You get a couple people going on, you know, making trades and like
Anita, you
sort of
cannot run
colluding
from
against each other. Ah,
What
I
comes
love it.
next will be very difficult. The least of it will be the journey to the eastern coast.
Alright. Off they go. Speak with Vera. I will. Gym cache.
Bags are full.
Don't mind if I do. Oh, why did I do that? Fuck. Now I have to... Who's that? Oh, that's
My
Vera.
bags are full.
Hi, Vera. What are you doing here?
You're helping her.
A timer? Yeah, that makes sense, because it can theoretically go on forever, right? Yeah, if nobody gets, like, a giant property that just, like, cleans people out, then you're sort of fucked.
No.
Who do you think you are? She's
Vera's kind of crazy, man.
mine. Once the others
She's, like, dying, and her daughter's trying to help her.
you'll be so
She keeps just, like, freaking out, kicking her out of her house. Crazy bitch. Collect Anita's keepsake. Alright. Okay, I probably gotta go to sleep. Who knows what the baby's gonna do. Thank you guys for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I will be back Sunday. Good times. It's good to be back, man. It feels good. I'm having a blast. Oh, I should get that though before I forget about it. Alright, y'all. Have a great night. Take it easy, everybody. I will try to get a YouTube video out very soon about why babies suck. So I hope you enjoy that. Until then, peace out.